Welcome to Pair Basis Trading, where we go over stocks that are of the highest quality, just like a pair of aces. I'd like to start off by saying that I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. So please take my words with caution, as this is all my opinion. I like playing poker, and my favorite hand is pair of aces. I'm sure most people like playing pair of aces as well, of course. Anyhow, what my point is that when I invest, I like to take the same strategy where I only try to trade the best stocks that I think have the best chances of making money. And of course, when I play a pair of aces, I don't win all the time, but I win most of the time when I play a pair of aces. I'm sure anyone that plays poker has the same experience. They'll say, "Oh yeah, I lose a pair of aces," but most of the time you'll win with a pair of aces. So now, going to how I like to trade. First thing I like to do is I like to check the statistics for a company. The company I have in mind here is Qualcomm. QCOM is the symbol. So I check the statistics, and I like to check on the return on assets and the return on equity. I like to make sure that it's 10% or more. After I see that it's 10% or more, then the next phase I go to is I check I go straight to the charts. Oops, sorry about that. There we go. When I go to the charts, I like using the 1-year weekly charts, and I like to use several indicators. I like to use the on-balance volume. I also like to use slow stochastics, and I also like to use the MACD histogram. So what do? Once I have a stock in mind, I check to see if the weekly stochastics is below the 20. You see how there's numbers here? If it's below the 20, I keep an eye on it. So let's say about a month ago, I would have been watching this stock because it was a little bit below the 20. And then what I look for is once it goes into the 20 and goes out of the 20, both lines, see the 20 is somewhere over here. Once it goes out of that 20, that's when I jump into stock. If you see, I would have gotten in over here, and once I'm in, I stay in until I see a divergence in the on-balance volume right over here. What I look for is I look at the peaks of the on-balance volume and try to match it up with the movement of the stock. Let's go over here to give you an example of what I'm talking about. You see how this peak here goes up, and then this one goes up here, this goes up here, this goes up here, this goes up here. It matches the movement of the stock. As long as the OBV, on balance volume, is matching the movement of the stock, I stay in. But once I see that there's a divergence, or the stock price does not match the on balance volume, or on balance volume does not match the stock price, what I meant to say, then I would get out. So if you can, you see how let me find an example here. You see how this peak here and this peak here is kind of matching, but if you match it up with the price over here, you see how this price here is lower than this price. So that's a divergence, because this peak should match, since the stock is higher here than here. This peak here should be higher than this peak, but it's not. So that's a divergence. Then I would have jumped out over there, and as you can see, the price went down a bit. So that would have been a good thing to get out. So anyhow, going back to what I do, I jump in when it goes into the 20 with slow stochastics, and then I stay in until I see a divergence in the on-balance volume. Or another out that I would use to get out would be if I see that the stock went up enough and I'm making enough money, I see another stock that I think is good, and I'll take it out if I'm making money and jump into the other stock. Regarding the MACD histogram, I use this one for confirmation. When the slow stochastic starts going up above the 20, I also make sure that the slope here is going up, and if everything matches, then I'm in. And then to summarize, I get in when the slow stochastics is in the 20 and goes out. MACD histogram slope is going up, so it matches. I stay in until I see a divergence in the on-balance volume with the stock price, or if I made enough money, it's just a matter of preference or matter of choice of how much money you think you'd like to make, and then I see some other opportunity and I jump in. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of this type of content, please feel free to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below on what stock you'd like me to rate next, and I'll tell you if I think it's the next pair of aces.